you're saying.
Alrighty then. Let me move. Well, I was trying to move and I hit remove. Hold up a minute. I'm trying to switch all around.
Oh, I've got to get dizzy.
There we go. I was trying to do it by the little picture. I need to turn this down. And Eli is in the house. So
Welcome, Eli,
let's.
brother.
Hello, Kerry. Hello, Eli.
Hi. And
Hi,
Carrie's in
Kerry.
also too. Hey. Okay, so what we're
Welcome.
going to do, welcome. What we're going to do today is talk about dragons. Now, Drew, you want to tell why we're going to talk about dragons today?
Because, guys, when I was
Okay,
growing
Jen.
up and, we read all the fairy tale stories, you hear about you actually watch all the movies and all these mystical creatures such as your unicorns, your dragons, your fairies even. I always believed that they were just little creatures in magazines and comics and films and things. And slowly, the fairies I've realised is real. The unicorns and things, I'm still in a little bit of I don't know if they've ever been real or not. But because I didn't really waken up, if you like, spiritually, magically, whatever you want to talk about, till I was about 40, I never ever realised that there was magical creatures that did really exist, guys. So I have knew about the different, as I said, the fairies and things, and the leprechauns are a good one to talk about as well. Are they real? Are they not? But there's loads of things in the mystical world that I always just assumed was mystical in the comics and mystical in the films, and I never ever considered them to be real. So really, when I've knew for a couple of years that Sister Sherry has dragon energies and things around her, she spoke about that often. And I do believe Uncle Danny and things as well has got dragon energies around them. And I do believe mystical too now. But I never ever really thought that it was a thing, if you like. I just thought it was an energy that they were kind of making themselves feel like dragon power, if you like. So it's going to be interesting tonight to sit and listen to the ladies and talk about it and things and realise that these things are a thing. So for me, it's educational, guys. So I'm really intrigued to learn something tonight. So thank you, ladies, for helping me be educated more. So the floor's all yours, really, to tell me about it.
Okay, so hey Christine. So
I
and actually we
apologise for
just
Sparkle on mute.
oh that's okay. And actually before we even jump into us, I'll start talking about it here in a minute. But I wanted to say welcome in everybody, and to say uh, Drew, my co-host, and Sherry, my guest. I didn't even do that. I just jumped into the dragon thing. So, Drew, do you want to? So, in case we get new people in, do you want to tell a little bit about yourself? Oh, you're muted. Did I mute you?
Sparkle's barking crazy,
Oh,
so Sherry can tell it first.
oh, okay.
Well, I'm Sherry, also known as Willow, and I'm on PWI Spiritual Investigators, known as Paranormal World Investigators. I obviously am an investigator in all things strange and unknown, everything from paranormal to cryptid to UFO. I am a practicing witch and shaman as well, and obviously I do communicate with a lot of energies. I do a lot of different things on my channel to do with spirituality, with the investigations, educational things. So if you're into all the strange and the unknown and you like all of the mystical side of things, then my channel's definitely one to go to.
Cool. Okay, Sherry.
Well, guys,
Oh, wait, we got Sherry
my name
here.
is
Sorry.
Andrina. We mixed up there. We are
Go ahead.
professional, really. Welcome, everybody. My name is Drew, Andrina, Afina, whatever you want to call me. In Scotland, we say just don't call me out. So anyway, my name is Andrina. My name is Drew as well. So I have got a paranormal channel, guys. It is a little bit of witchcraft there as well. There's a little bit of support there for the people that need it also. And I will be doing a lot of mystical, magical walks, which I'm calling ghost hunting with a difference this year. So definitely come along for that because it's going to be interesting to show you guys a little bit of a different type of ghost hunt. So definitely come along for that this year. But just keep an eye on my channel, guys. Right now it is Mystical Moonlight, I do believe, but it is going back to Drew's paranormal vlog. Within, I think it's 6 days I've got left to go. So just keep an eye out on my channel, guys, and I dare say you'll find something that he's like. Okay, I'll mute because Sparkle's barking again.
Okay, so as everybody knows, I'm Rochelle, Mystical Love and Light, and instead of going through my whole bunch of playlist on everything that I put on my channel, I'll read just the about section to you. Just kind of explains. I am a paranormal investigator. I do investigations, all things holy, spiritual, the other side, ghostly, haunted, mystical stuff, and beyond. I show how-to videos on doing all kinds of sorts of things. I show information pertaining to our homesteading and just life in general. So that's me. So now that we have introduced all of ourselves, since we're going to be talking about dragons, and because since like Drew explained, she wanted to learn more about it. There are different kind of dragons, and just to let you know that I do have a spirit guide that is a dragon. I wasn't aware of it as I was a kid, but I used to paint dragons all over my walls all through my growing up. And then it wasn't until actually I moved here in this house that my spirit guide came forward to tell me that he was a dragon. And how I got that information was I was using my pendulum trying to get some information on something totally different. And it kept coming up, and because I have different like cards and stuff that I use, you know, not just the yes, no, but different things. And one of them was letters, and it kept going to the D, to the D, to the D, and I was like, why is it doing that? So I was like, okay, spell out what you're trying to tell me, because it was totally off of the subject. So it went to the D, and I'm like, okay, D, and then, you know, I'm using it, and then it started spelling out dragon, but when it got to the first three letters, I still didn't catch on. I did not catch on what it was trying to tell me. And then it ended up spelling the whole thing dragon, and then I was like, dragon, and it still hadn't clicked that all my life that I would paint dragons and, you know, on my walls and everything. So then I started asking questions and found out that that was my spirit guide, my animal spirit guide that had been with me all along. But it wasn't until my adult years, like I say, it was just been like, I don't know, maybe 10 years, something like that, that he actually came forward to tell me that he had been with me all of that time. So I was like, wow. So, Sherry has a lot of information to give you because she works with a lot of dragons. Even though I have a spirit animal that's a dragon, she works with dragons. But I have this mystical creature book, and I do have a playlist on it that I go through and read, you know, to you and stuff. And who it's from, Brenda Rosen. And so since there's different dragons in here, I'm just going to read you a little bit about the different kind of dragons, and then we're going to end up moving on to Sherry for all of her actual personal experiences and stuff like that with them. Okay, so let me get this open, and So I'll show you as I'm reading on the page. I'll show you the picture because it's got several pictures in it, and you can see the dragon here. And it talks about slaying dragons and all that. I'm not going to get into. It's just the different kinds of dragons. So this one here, it starts out and it says dragons are perhaps the first known fabulous animals in various forms. Dragons are found in the mythological and folk tales of cultures throughout the world. The word dragon comes from the ancient Greek word Drakonta. It's Drakonta, which means to watch. So the first one that is actually in here, the different kinds of dragons, it says Greek and Roman dragons. And it says in an early Greek myth, which may have been adapted by the Greeks from Eastern sources, a dragon guarded the garden of the Heper. There's a lot of big words in here. It's
Usually.
Hesperides. Heberides. The garden was sacred to the goddess Hera, wife of Zeus and king of the gods, and was a wedding gift to Zeus and Hera from earth goddess Gala. On one of the trees in the garden grew golden apples, which conferred immortality on whoever who ate them. Coiled around the base of the tree was a serpent-like, 100-headed, never-sleeping dragon named Ladon. Images of Ladon guarded the golden apples after appear on painted Greek vases. The Greek
Right.
hero Hercules killed Ladon to steal the apples as one of his 12 labors. So that is under the Greek and Roman dragons. So the
Wow.
next one, here's a different picture of a different dragon
Welcome in,
also.
guys.
And
Oh.
it's got some pretty pictures in it. And then this one, also it talks about the Roman dragons, which, let's see, the Roman dragon is Draco, a winged serpent breathing fire from its flickering tongue. Now, keep in mind, this might not be what we see them as or how we
Yeah.
experience. This is from this writer, in this book.
Yeah.
Um, the Roman dragon is Draco, a winged serpent breathing fire from its flickering tongue. The dragon-shaped constellation Draco is the far northern sky in one of the 48 constellations named by mathematician and astronomer Ptolemy, who lived in Roman Egypt. So that's where that name came
Yeah.
from on that one. The next one, it says Dragons of the Near East. And it shows this picture.
Oh, wow. See, they're all different as well.
Yeah, they're all different. And now, the thing is while I'm reading this, my sister said that she had read one time that, and she might be popping up in here, I don't know, but where they were saying that the winged dragons were the bad ones, and the ones,
Right.
like the Chinese, it shows no wings aren't. And I'm like, that can't be, because all the dragons that I've ever drew or painted had wings. Every one
Yeah.
of them, even the one here on
Yeah.
the wall. That she saw that somewhere. I don't know. So
Yeah.
anyway, this is dragons of the Near East. Dragons are also important in the mythological and folklore of ancient Babylon and Persia. The principal god of the city of Babylon is said to have created the world by killing the monstrous female dragon Titma. As capital of the regent empire, mosaics of the strident dragon sacred to Marduk, Manduk, were used to
Manjuk.
adorn the city's walls and gates. So a lot of the dragons were like they're like for the garden and for the gates and
Yeah.
protecting and things like that.
See, that
So
makes a lot of sense though, because way back then you had the giants and different things,
mhm,
and so it makes sense that there would be things like that as well. And
right.
it's good that they could place it right away back.
Mhm. And
See, I
They
like
go back as
that
far
type
as the
of thing. It
13th
shows that it's not
century.
just a
They are known to have been around the 12th to
yeah,
13th century. They've been around a long time.
very long. So the
yeah.
next one is
That's good that they can trace it right back.
Dragons of the British Isles, the first Anglo-Saxons to land in England around 450 CE, marched under a white dragon banner. Since then, dragons have woven their way into the folk memories of the British people, from the Welsh dragons of the Abingonian and the dragon of Arthurian legend to the great dragon slain by St. George, the patron saint of England. The British Isles are rich in dragon lore. And it goes on to talk about the red dragon and stuff, but I won't go into all of that. Let me show you this picture.
Yeah, the Kerry's from Wales, remember, and that's the Wales flag.
Here's it. Cool.
Yeah.
So, and then let's see. And this one shows a rider that's like over the dragon because the dragon is down here. I don't like to see
All
those when they
right.
slay the dragons. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Then and then the next one, it talks about northern European dragon. And that one's like in the water.
So is it true then that they had to kill them with silver and things like? I don't know if this is maybe just a mystical lie type of thing for the cartoons or the films, but is it true that they've got to be like killed with silver swords and things like that? Is that? Or maybe I'll ask you that question at the end. Actually, ignore that.
So the next one is Northern European dragons. It says many Northern European myths contain reference to dragons. Reference to dragons in Germanic mythology often referred them to as worms. So on these ones they were referred to as worms instead of like
Yeah.
dragons, and which means snake or serpent. The word worm, WORM, permanates of the word is used in Old Northern European languages because in the Old English they spelled it WYRM and in the Old Norse it was ORMR.
Oh,
But they referred to them as worms and not dragons.
yeah,
Then we
dragons.
have the Chinese dragon,
The big beautiful
this one
ones. See,
here.
I love them. I think they're so lovely. It's unbelievable. And pretty.
Very
and
spiritual.
I'd love to see a
and
Chinese parade with them.
yeah. See, my sister was saying these are supposed to be the really, really good ones. They're where they don't have the wings. I mean, they're
Right.
still, but they don't have like the wings that I drew on mine up there. So it's Chinese
Yeah.
dragons. It says the Chinese dragon in Chinese, it says lung or long, has a long, scaly, serpentine body and neck, legs like a lizard, and talons like an eagle. Its delicate head has whiskers and deer-like horns, and thought it rarely has wings. Let me see. Yeah, and thought it rarely has wings. A Chinese dragon can be carried across the sky by clouds or ride a water spout into the heavens. Symbolically, the Chinese dragon stands for prosperity and good fortune. This association is often represented by a flaming pearl held in the dragon's mouth or under its chin. Though fierce, Chinese dragons are thought to be wise and benevolent. And then it goes into types of Chinese dragons. I won't read it all. There's a lot there, but
Yeah, there's a lot.
I'll just give you the colors. It says that the color classification for the Chinese dragons Our black dragons symbolize the north and cause storms by battling in the air. Blue dragons symbolize the east
Oh,
and are a sign of the coming of spring. Red dragons symbolize the west and are associated with the pleasures of summer. White dragons symbolize the south and are a sign of death and impending famine. Yellow dragons are scheduled and revered. They coven prayer to the gods. So those are the different colors of the Chinese
wow.
dragon. And then I think we got just two more to go. Let's see. Then there's the Japanese, Korean, and Vietnamese dragons. I bet people didn't know there was so many different kinds of
No, I
dragons.
didn't realise it.
There's
I didn't
quite a
realise
few.
every
So,
country had one. Yeah,
so this says,
it's
like the
amazing.
Chinese dragons, those of Japan, Korea, and Vietnamese tend to be benevolent creatures involved with the lives of humans and in the fate of nations. Some are tied to the elements, and many are linked specifically to water. And um, there's a picture here also. It's like the body is
All
down
right.
here, and it's in the clouds, and then the head is above.
Yeah, I think you can
And
see it
there's that.
faintly. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think there's one more here that they talk about in the book. This says dragons of Australia and New Zealand. It says the dragons of Australia and New Zealand are benevolent creatures, often living near or associated with water. They are providers of life-giving rains. So really, in the book, it talks about all the dragons. It's like they're good dragons, and they all have a certain purpose,
Yeah.
that they actually came to be.
It's good, uh-huh.
So that was on the Mythical Creatures Bible by Brenda Raven. I want to make sure she
But
gets
that's good
credit
that they
for
can
all of
put.
that.
Yeah, see, that's what I like. See, for me to understand something truly and believe in it. For all I know that the science and things isn't important in a lot of things, but the history is. The history is. I mean, and if they can place back these things, such as the dragons, the fairies, whatever it may be, and
Mhm.
also the mermaids as well that you did the other day, mystical.
Mhm.
If they can trace these things back through history, then of course these things existed, even if it was in an altered land or wherever, you know. But I love
Mhm.
hearing about all this.
Yeah, and I'll do one in that playlist on
Yeah,
dragons
Kara.
too. But I'll take it by individuals and then read everything that's on it,
Yeah,
individually. So
that'll be
now
good.
we're going to have Sherry, because Sherry has a lot of information and working with them, and things like that of her own experience. So we're all interested in what you've got to say.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously, first, dragons are a very powerful energy to work with, and they're very much connected to the divine realms. Now, they're in every realm that we would know to be divine. They take the name, obviously, a serpent, but a serpent isn't necessarily a negative thing. It just means that they're a creature or a energy of something else that's not quite known. Okay, and
Hmm.
people have over the years portrayed it as being something that's negative and dangerous, and it's always
Keep
been put
talking.
like that in the
Keep talking.
films.
Somebody wanted to
And
see the book again. Keep talking.
Yeah.
with the dragons and stuff, you'll find as you go along, and if you decide to go into communicating with them, you'll come to find out their characteristics, and that a lot of them are actually really funny and have got really good personalities, but they're also very wise and they can learn you and educate you a lot of things in life. When you bring dragons into your life, they completely and utterly change your whole life and how you are. Like they bring confidence, they bring things into your life that you need. They can build you up, they can bring you out to be their messengers. That's what I am. I'm a messenger. And the reason that a lot of people don't believe in them is because as like a lot of our mystical creatures now, we've always been told that they're mystical, they're not real and things like that. That's why I'm so grateful I've always been open to all of these sort of energies. And I've had dragons since I was little. I have shad and I have my beautiful mist. I can't tell you their full names and what they are, because when you learn to work with dragons, there are certain things you cannot reveal about them. They will never ever tell you their real name. They'll give a name that you can communicate with them, and they would also want you to have a name specifically you would go by with them as well.
That's why I
Okay.
didn't give no name on
And
mine.
they're very secret creatures. So it's not like working with spirit guides and stuff like that, okay, where you can talk out openly and talk about things and that. There is a lot of things when you're working with dragons you won't be able to reveal to other people, because it is to do with you solemnly, and things you need to do for the planet and everything else. You'll
Right.
find that there's dragons all over the world, okay, and they're here for many different reasons. You've got dragons that protect the gateways of all different realms. They're in the different realms of heaven, and they're in the different realms of hell, as you would say. Like, I like to say the light and the dark places. I don't like to say heaven and hell. Okay.
Hey,
Um,
Abby.
they're linked to all planets. Dragons are linked to all of the planets here. They have different specific jobs and things that they have to do. And, you know, some of them will work with you, some of them will not. Some of them are not here to work with human. They're here to do specific jobs for the plane. Um, if you're somebody that's wanting to come into working with dragons, your first dragons you'll be introduced to are the baby dragons. The baby dragons are what grow with you and are your soul guardian. Okay, they're the ones that have been with you in each life you've had. They're not just come into your life and you're meeting them today. They've been in every life that you've had. They know everything about you. They
Look
will
how
waken
long.
up areas.
Yeah.
They'll waken up areas in you that you didn't even realize exist.
Look how long it took for mine
Yeah,
to say I've been with you all of
yeah.
this time.
And
Yeah.
sometimes you can be in workings with them and stuff, and you'll have certain dragons that work with you, educate you and stuff, but you may not straight away have your guardian. Even though your guardian's there, it will not be birthed to be with you until further on in life, which is what happened to me. I've always had
Right.
Shad and I've always had Mist, but now they have a baby dragon that I was saying to you about the egg. This is my
Yeah.
guardian dragon. He is an earth dragon. He is an
Right.
elemental dragon. So you have many different energies of dragons that you can work with, but there are going to be specific ones that you will not be able to,
Right.
because they're not to work with human. They're for purposes of the world, the universes, and things like that. And then you've got the ones
Right.
that do communicate with you, want to wake you up, because at some point in your lives you've all been priests and priestesses to dragons. That is what you are when you work with dragons. You're a priestess or you're a priest,
Right.
and they connect with you solely, and they have that energy within them that connects you, and they know everything about you. I found that when I started working with my dragons, obviously it was from quite a young age. The first one that I ever met was actually Mist, and I remember her showing herself to me and talking to me telepathically. They will talk to you telepathically more than opening their mouth. They don't need to open their mouth. They can talk to you through mind because they're very powerful. And I just remembered her saying my name, her real name, but I'm going to say Mist. And she goes, I'm here to educate you, to learn you, and to show you what you're truly linked to. Now, she is part of the reason of me finding out that I was a witch, because in previous lives, I actually, as a witch, worked with dragons. And apparently, many, many thousands of years back, I actually rode dragons when they were
What?
physically beings. I rode
Right.
dragons. So
I can see
it's,
that.
Yeah.
it's like, these are like, obviously, the different types of dragons are here, guys. Yeah.
So it shows you in the world where they are as well.
Yeah. They're all over the place.
I need to get a book of that.
Yep, you can see it.
And why are dragons here? The dragons are here because they are solely connected to us, and a lot of them have the abilities to be able to communicate with us because we are part of them. Okay, and they can bring beneficial ways to your life. and how you see things. They can bring beneficial ways into your spirituality. They are magical beings that use magic. So people like witches and wizards and that very much work with dragons a lot, because they can bring that illustration out into your work. They can bring that to light. They can make things happen. Sometimes your dragons don't even have to be in communication with you, and they make things happen if they see that you've got particular
Mm-hmm.
attitudes that you should be putting into your businesses. They will step in without you even realizing it. You've just got to figure out that
Oh,
they're there, and they'll be able to work with you even
yeah.
more closer. So a lot of like what Sister Drew's gone through, she's managed to get all that stuff coming through. Yes, she's done that manifestation, but that manifestation's talked to energies, including her dragon energy. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody born in this world has a dragon, just as they have an angel.
Yeah.
That's a fact. It's a guardian dragon. And they're normally the ones that are in charge of who you're
Me
going to
too,
be,
Kim.
your paths that you're going to take, and how they feel you need to be spiritually. Like,
Yeah.
we're not witches for no coincidence, okay? We were witches because we've always been witches. That's why
We're
I say we're,
spiritual
Yeah.
we're,
beings.
we're witches, spiritual beings, witches,
We're dragon riders. That's my new
dragons,
one.
Yeah.
spiders. Yeah. Now, over the years, dragons become very secret. They were very open when they first started out. They were happy to work with like other beings and other people, but over time they were mistreated and they were discriminated against. So they had to go into being secret and being hidden because
Right.
of their credibility and because of what they were, and because people started to see them as being evil when they're not. They're very divine energy. There's good and bad in
Yeah.
everything, guys, yeah, but there's a
Sure.
difference between being good and evil, okay? In their world, good and evil doesn't exist. When you come into communication with dragons, you will find that a lot of them do not like to do anything that's evil or bad. If you was a witch and you started performing something evil, your dragon would leave you and would not work with you
Yeah.
again. And you trying to get back into the dragon kingdom would be very small, because you would
Oh,
tarnish your belief and
I
trust in them.
had you.
So obviously, like there's a lot of different dragons. You've got the Kunika, you've got the Marshall dragon, you've got the Prairie and the Steep, you've got the Desert and the Savalal, you've got the Jungle dragons, you've got the Arctic dragons, you've got the Tibetan and the Asian and the European dragons. Now, all of these dragons illustrate in different forms and different sizes and colors, and they have all different representations. They don't all look the same. They may have the same shapes and the same similar features, but they will represent different things, have different colors, different stones and things you can work with and to communicate with them, because that is really the best way to communicate with dragons, is through meditation and using different stones and crystals. Natural materials is what they like you to use to communicate with them, as natural as possible to be with dragons. And like, you've got certain places that they would be known to be in, like places that you would find them. Okay, so you've got like you've got your iceberg and you've got Greenland. Okay, so you've got like mountains and iceberg areas. You've got Greenland, like massive terrains with loads of trees where there's caves, underwater caving, anything like that. They will hide in. That some of them
Yeah.
are in water, obviously. Some of them are airbound, so you might find them higher up in the mountains and stuff, away from civilization and things like
Right.
that. You've got other ones that would be in lost cities and places like Atlantic and Atlantica.
Atlantis. Uh-huh.
A lot of the dragons are very much associated with Atlantica and
So
that
are they
place.
on this world then?
Yeah,
Are
they
they
are here.
on? Right.
Yeah, they are
Right.
here, but they have other divisions that they're in. They're not like,
Oh,
in that way, they are like Spirit Net. They have their divisions
can go
that
in and
they're
out.
with,
Right.
but when they can live here and they have areas here that they will hide out in when they're
Right.
doing Pacific
Like
things.
Because you have to
Sasquatch.
you have to think about it way back too when they were showing themselves to everybody. What did everybody want to do? They wanted to kill them. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they
they
have
have
to
to
go into
hide.
hiding and stuff. They
Yeah.
have to. Then you've got
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
like your castles and your Draculaga, and you've got your German apes. So these would be like massive big green areas and castle areas that are maybe abandoned or have got really big dungeons and things where they can
Mhm.
hide out and that maybe have walkways that go to nowhere. You'll find that they will go around them sort of places. Mountains and Tibet are other places they like to be in. Obviously, you've got your Hong Kong. They like to be in the water temples of Hong Kong. A lot of them are associated with that area. Then you've got the Katakuba, which is in Australia. Now they will go through like mountains. They'll hide in caves. They'll hide in high plains where they can't be seen, and
Mhm.
where they can fly freely and can't be seen because the clouds are covering over, and they can do what they want. Um, if you all I'm going to say to you is if you're going to like if you're really seriously thinking about working with dragons, the best thing to do is to look into the knowledge of them and what they're about, because there's so many different types. You've got dragons that look after cities and
Mm.
countries and countrysides. You've got dragons that are specifically connected to looking after certain elements of our world, so like metals and woods and stuff like that. Some of them are
Yeah.
nature based, some of them are not nature based.
Mhm.
um they can
So
shapeshift,
would
they
they
can
work
change the
along
way
with the
they look.
elementals then? Say
Pardon?
supposing would they work with the elemental energies, or
They
is that
can use the elemental energies and stuff. They can
right?
change and work to that. They've got like obviously links to nature because obviously they fly, or if they have to live in different terrains and things like that. Yes, they've all got
Yeah.
links to nature, but they're not nature dragons as
Yeah, because I
particular.
was
The
just
only
thinking,
really
I mean
type of
this
nature dragons you've got are your water, fire,
right,
earth, and air dragons.
right.
They
I
are
was
your
going to say that.
particular element
I don't,
ones.
because I don't know if this is real or not. This is where I suppose the magical, this is where the reality probably separates for the mystical. But I remember watching a couple of films, and I think it was with the kids, where like some of the dragons were like as if they were like frozen, if you like, where they could be like a frozen dragon. Other ones are like fire dragons, and other ones are like wind dragons. I think what film was that? I can't even remember what film it was. So is that a real reality then? They're not
Yes,
just
there
all
are.
fire,
Yeah, there is. There's frost dragons. There's wood
right?
dragons. There's all sorts of dragons too. Like when you say like your elemental dragons, you're gonna have ones that are like maybe come out and have got flames over them if they're fire, or there's a particular way that they work with the fire
Mhm.
elements. Like they can do
Right.
lots of different things with these elements, and they can look in different ways as well. And
Yeah.
you will find that a lot of the elemental dragons are the ones that like to work with the humans, especially the spiritual humans.
Right.
They are
Okay.
really good to bring in because they'll educate you about nature and about how you to use the elements. They'll bring your elements in your craft out a lot more as well. They're very,
Right.
very good to work with.
Mm.
And baby dragons, when you become like when you get a guardian, your dragon will start out as a baby dragon. Okay, now a baby dragon, like if when we look at a baby, it's a little infant, doesn't know anything. Dragons are completely different. Even as a baby, they're wise. They've got wisdom and they know about things. So they'll be able to educate you as they learn with you and they grow with you. There will be
Right.
things they already know because they've been dragons many
Right.
times.
Mhm.
All
They don't.
right.
The one thing I've learned and I've been told with the dragons as well is that once you've been a dragon, you've always been a dragon. They've never took any other life form. They've always just been dragon formed. So they've always got the memory of being a
Right.
dragon, and they just bring in their other element that they may have in a new life. So they've never been human or been angel or been any of these things. They have been specifically just dragons for thousands of years, and they've been and probably worked with a lot of you. Another thing that you'll find as well is with your guardian dragon, they do not work with thousands of people. They work to one person only. You have got
Mhm.
hundreds and millions of dragons around, okay, that can work with you. And
Yeah.
the best thing to do is knowing what your earth sign is, okay, because what your earth sign is how you can establish what dragon you should be working with. So, for instance, for me, because I'm an earth sign, I work with the earth dragon, but I can also illustrate the other elements because earth is the barrier of all of the elements. So that's why I can work with my fire and I can work with my water and things like that. So people that are in the earth element are intended to be able to use all of the elements. Not saying that people that
Yeah.
ain't can't, you can, but it might take you a bit longer to work with certain elements. But that's why dragons are
Yeah.
really good because they can bring that out in you as well. And witches, I'm not being funny, but witches do need to be able to use all of the elements, and we normally can anyway. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
we're
would
already
imagine
halfway
so.
there. But my experiences have always been pleasant with dragons, and a lot of people will say they're dangerous, don't work with them, they're serpents, they misjudge you. Yes, there are ones out there that will do that and don't want to work with you. They would even kill you if you went anywhere near them, so you'd stay well away from them. But a majority of them are here for human beings and to be
Mm-hmm.
there to educate you and to learn you about the
Yeah.
real world and what it's about. Now, what you've got to remember is these beings have been around for thousands and thousands of years. They've seen many life forms of human exist. They've seen the world change. They know everything and they know how everything should be. So they're really good energies to be working with. And they can
Yeah.
influence you in life as well, in things that you want to do, or it's really hard to explain it all in like an hour and a half. There is so
Mm-hmm.
much to
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to get the
Yeah.
basics and stuff out, but
Yeah.
a lot of
I'm
them are really
intrigued at
they
these
want to
baby
work with you.
dragons though that you work with. I'm intrigued by that. That your dragon actually starts off as a baby. I mean that would
Yeah, it's
make
just like a
sense,
smaller
really.
dragon. They're called
Yeah.
baby dragons because they're small. Okay, not all dragons are huge and massive. Like some of them like, end up stay small. They're not. They're all different
Right.
sizes. You know what I mean? And it's even believed that
Mm-hmm.
some of them are already here still, but in other forms that are living, like your Komodo dragons and stuff are a form of a dragon. They
Oh
are a
yeah. I
Yeah.
relative
had a
to the
dragon
dragon
then.
beings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some you
Okay.
don't want to get bit
Yeah.
by.
Yeah. And you don't want to get bit by it. Yeah. But I would say anyone that's going to be going into working with dragons, start out with your baby dragons. Okay. Because they'll be able to learn with you, educate you, and they'll promptly show you along the line, but not rushing you. They'll help you to
Mm-hmm.
establish what you are and what you have with them. You will probably have an elder dragon, like a parent dragon or something that works alongside them and will guide you as well. Normally, I've found, well, I've had like I had my two adult dragons because they were paired, and now I've got my little one that's going to be here as well. 9 times out of 10, you will have your baby dragon that's your guardian, and you'll have another dragon that is there to communicate you and educate you as well as that little sibling. What you've got to remember with dragons and that, even though they are the workers and the guardians to us, they have somebody that they work for and that they have to answer to. There are higher
Mm-hmm.
dragons that they work under and are taught by. Okay. So it's a very strict regime. That's why it's very secret, and there'll be certain things you can't sit online and start talking about because it will just completely mess up the whole factor of what they're doing. That it could be dangerous to mess with the dragons the wrong way, is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So always just be like
Yeah, I
respectful.
believe that probably.
Meditation is the most strongest way to communicate with them. Okay, just sitting there, having your certain crystals, putting your candles on, maybe putting a little bit of soothing music, and just focusing and really wanting to work with dragon. Because one thing you've got to realize with them is they won't just come to you and start talking to you, and that you've got to show that in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to want to communicate with them, you've got to want to learn from them, and you've got to accept them. They're not like your spirit
Yeah.
guides and things like that. They're completely different. You really have to put your heart into wanting to communicate with them for them to come forward to you properly.
Yeah.
And it takes time to build that relationship with them. It's
Mm-hmm.
like as you go by with them and they educate you, you'll meet different dragons and you'll be able to write dialogues about the dragons and the different temperaments about them, and then you'll know their names, but you wouldn't be able to reveal their names. So you'd have to have like
A
made up,
nickname for them. Yeah.
a made up name that you've come up with them and things like that. And you could have massive dialogues of different dragons and what they do. You've got abundance dragons, you've got water dragons, you've got money dragons, you've got spiritual dragons, you've got so many different types of them that you could work with every type of thing in this world in dragon form.
Yeah.
They are connected to most things in this world. That is what they are.
You know, when I've mostly
Yeah.
ever called upon my spirit animal, the dragon, is anytime it involves any kind of an animal.
Yeah,
I've
that they're
always
very
seemed
connected
to
to
call
animals. Yeah.
on, yeah, I've always seemed to call on that dragon. Even when somebody came to me and said they were driving past the a graveyard and they saw a whole bunch of like dogs, but looked like vicious dogs, growling vicious dogs. And as they were driving by, they seen them, several of them.
Right.
And as they drove by, they were there, but when they got home, they were sitting on their front porch at their house
Wow.
already. So
Mhm.
they immediately contacted me, and when I called upon, my dragon to find out, about it, and we got all that, squared away. But I've always called upon them anything pertaining to animals, no matter what kind of animal it is.
Wow.
Yeah, and they will help you with animal situations and stuff,
Mhm.
Hi,
definitely.
Tiggers.
But they're one of these sort of energies that you would call up for the really big situations and the problems that you
Mhm.
can't move on your own. Maybe there's something you see in nature that's going on that's really bad and you know you can't do it yourself. You would call
Yeah.
up on your dragon energies. They can make things change like that.
Hi.
They're that powerful. It's just you've got to have that connection with them though, and it's all about making them trust you because what you've got to remember is even though they want to work with you, they don't trust you. You have to
Of
build that
course.
trust.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
of
Well, look
the
what I've
Yeah.
been
hurt and the
through.
stuff they've gone through in life,
Mhm.
you've got to learn them to trust you again, and you don't overstep the line with them because they will make you pay if you
Yeah.
step over the line. Not saying they'll kill you or anything like that, but
Well, we
that
used to with
like any
Hecate, believe
energy
me.
that's divine or higher, if you cross them, you're going to have to face it, aren't you? And
Mhm.
it's no different with
Yeah.
them. They're very secret creatures, and they've got like their Gaelic rune language. Most dragons will speak to you in human form, okay, because that's how we understand them.
Mhm.
But if you could learn how to talk to them in their language, they very much appreciate that because it shows that love and that respect and that guiding
Mm.
with them. So learning your runic
Mhm.
ways and what the words mean, even doing things like riddles and stuff like that. Dragons love riddles. They love rhymes. They love things
Do they
that are
like little altars and things as well, or do you just
altars,
give
yeah,
them
they will
gifts
want an
outside?
altar set up. Like
Right.
when you're first starting out, don't worry so much about the altars, okay? More worry about communicating with them, connecting with them, and building that trust. Over time, it could take years. Even
For
though I've been
sure.
talking with my energies, it's been a lot of I've just been educated through nature and everything else. Now I'm coming to that point where they're like, you need to get your altar, you need to do this, you need to do that. So you have all of your dragon skulls and your dragon crystals in dragon shapes and your chalices for them and all these sort of things I've got to bring in because they're taking things
Another
back a
altar,
lot.
sis.
I've
Another table.
I've been working with them since I was young. Okay, like I've seen them since I was young, and I've learned from them. As a kid, you just piss around and play about with them, and that they are very characteristic. They will look after you. You know what I mean? They've got characters. But
Mhm.
as you grow up, they become serious with you, and they're like, right, you need to educate and you need to learn what you are. Okay, so over
Yeah,
time, you build and you learn with them, you grow with them, and when you do that, my God, your eyes open up to so much.
I
You
bet.
think that spirits and guardians and stuff show you things. You
Mhm.
wait till you go with a dragon.
Because you think it's a
Wow. Can't
myth
wait.
until you actually
Yeah,
know the truth.
yeah. And when you sustain that energy, that power from them, and that trust, my God, the places that they can take you to, and the things you can see is far beyond you going in a UFO and seeing aliens. Believe me, it's
Mhm.
so much more than
Yeah.
that. And you can see the world in a different way. You'll start to be able to see things in the world that are not right, and now you can put them right. And they just make you pick up on so much, and they do make you go back to your roots and to your pasts. They will open you
Mhm.
to your pasts, most definitely,
Right.
as
Wow.
well. So they're one energy I would say you definitely need to be in communication with. They're not. all dangerous. A lot of them are here because they want to educate, they want you to open up to them, they want you to be comfortable with them. Ways to illustrate them is, like I said, through meditation and that. Normal signs of your dragon being around you is you'll get a weird twinge to the back, like in the middle of your back. You'll get a weird twinge that comes up and through your neck. Another one is that it makes a certain sensation up one side of your arm. Another one that you would feel is an intense energy over you. You'll just feel like something very intense and very hot that is over
I
you.
thought that was Astro.
These are normally the signs of dragon. Yeah, but Astro is a form of a fire dragon.
Well,
Astro
true.
is a
Well,
dragon.
true. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Okay, so, same as Aura. Even though Aura shows in human
See,
form like
that makes
Astro,
sense then.
she forms in elemental form,
Yeah.
and that Aura is a dragon. She's a fire dragon like her dad. So I
Right.
have three dragons. I have Mist, and I have Shad, and I have Aura. But I class Aura as just being elemental because she takes more elemental form than her
Because she's
dragon
an
form.
elemental form and a
She
dragon
only
form,
uses her
right?
elemental form when her dragon form, elemental dragon form, when she really needs to. So, and that's what you'll
So does
find. A
that
lot of
mean that every
elementals have
dragon
dragon
can
form.
take a different form? Right,
Say that
okay.
again.
I was saying, does that mean that every dragon can take on a different form, or is it just the
Yeah, they
elementals
shapeshift.
like?
They can
Right,
shapeshift. Yeah,
okay.
they can shapeshift. Yes. They can take on lots of different forms. But what like when you look at your elementals and stuff that you're working with, you've got your fire, your water, and whatever. They're like a lot of these elementals and stuff that you work with can turn into other forms of beings. They can turn into dragons and stuff. It doesn't matter if you're a tree elemental or whatever. You could turn into a tree dragon. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
that
all mixed. You know what I mean?
yeah. See, that makes a lot
All
of
very
sense then,
interesting.
Yeah,
because over
and the
over the
fire.
last few months, I felt a lot of heat around me. But then again, I call on Astro for a lot of things these days, especially with some of the workings and things that I'm wanting to learn. I kind of ask Astro to come along to watch over me while I do them because sometimes I feel as if the guidance I need a little bit
Yeah,
more.
and you feel his
So
energy,
I've
don't
always
you?
assumed
You'll
it's
feel that
Astro,
heat.
but it might not be him. Yeah.
Yeah, but Astro
Makes a
will
lot of
give off that heat.
sense.
But what you'll find is some of your dragons, when they come to you, they won't take form of the elements or anything like that. They'll stay dragon. A lot of
Right.
dragons, like your proper dragons, they don't like to take other forms, even though they can.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons can go into
They're
human
proud of
form.
their own form.
They can actually go
Right.
human form as well. Okay, they can, but they don't like to do that. They like to have their wings. They like to be able to fly, and they like to be free. Okay, so you will find that a lot
Yeah.
of dragons don't like to be any other
But they
element.
have to
But
be
yeah,
incognito to hide
yeah,
from all of the ones that want
yeah,
to do them
yeah.
harm.
But with the elemental
Yeah.
ones, it's a bit different because they do
Mm-hmm.
take elemental form in more the human side, and they take their dragon form. That's a little bit different to your normal up
Yeah.
there dragon. You know what I mean? They're a bit different,
Yeah.
but all of them are really good to work with. And like I said to you, you've got so many different
Hey, too cool for
attributes.
Banshee.
I am going to be doing some shows where
Hi, Banshee.
I'm going to be reading this book out to you and giving you all the information and details in here, and also the woman that I followed for years to learn my dragon ways as well. She's really, really good, and I've got a lot of information that I can leave you with that as well, and it tells you about the different types
Right.
of dragons, what they're there for.
Mm-hmm.
I've got invocations on how to call upon them and how to communicate with them, the things that they like and what you can give them, because they like gifts. Don't forget to
Yeah,
give
I
them
was going
gifts.
to
They
say
do like
that.
gifts
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. They're no different to your spirit guides, you know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
they are a guide. um it's just not all of them are spiritual form. Some of them are in physical form, just not the way
Yeah.
that you would see it in a film. They're a bit different to what you see it in a film. Films kind of portray them a bit different, you know what I mean? But
More the energy of
yeah,
them. I look forward to it. I
they
mean,
can cope. They
I
can
won't
cope.
go directly from here and try and call upon one, but one when I feel the time's right, I'll definitely try and do the
But just
meditation to
remember,
reach
you've
out
already
to
got
her.
one, sis. You've got one that's already linked to
Yeah,
you. That one would probably be your best one to communicate with first. It's just calling up on your guardian dragon. And they are not dangerous. And they'll just open you and learn you. And it's normally your guardian dragon that takes you to meet these other dragons. And it'll be your guardian dragon that one day will take you to meet your elder dragons. When you get to meet your
right.
elder dragons, oh my God. When that happens, you know you're fully in there with the dragon's
But I'm an
trust.
air elemental, so there's air elementals. Well, I'm either air or I'm water. I think sometimes
Yeah,
I'm
well,
water
you can have
because I'm
both, and
so
they can turn into
emotional.
different elements. They can turn into different
Right.
elements, but according to you. Like I have my mist and my shadow, okay, and that's not his real name. He is called something else, but mist or shadow, yeah. He'll
For those just coming in, we can't give the names of the real names of our
no,
dragon
no.
guides.
We're
So
not allowed.
like with them, like obviously I'm an earth element, okay, so they're earth elemental dragons, okay, but they can take the form of the fire elemental as well because I have the fire element because of aura, so they can change into that to learn me things and stuff like that. They shapeshift, they don't just stay in one energy.
Yeah.
They're an elemental, they can go into whatever they want to
What
go
they
into.
want.
Any
Right.
elemental can, even though they've got a specific ground that they follow and they're supposed to be, they can still turn into those other elements if they have to. And
Yeah.
this is what these dragons can do as well. So working with your guardian would be the best one first because they will be the ones that will educate you, learn you. They will get you to meet other dragons that can be beneficial in your life and help you with different things. Once
Right.
you build that trust up, which can take a long, long time, um,
Hey,
when they say,
Christina.
right, we're ready to take you to the kingdom
Hi,
and we're ready
Christina.
to introduce you to our elders, we're ready to show you to the other dragons of the realms, then you know that you're really in there with them, that there's full trust there. And that's when you'll be classed as being the priestess or priest of dragons because you've not crossed no lines, which is what I am. I'm
Right.
a priestess of dragons.
Let me show
Yeah,
you this
because
real
you
quick. When me and
got
Lee first
problem.
got
Yeah.
together, Lee had no idea that I liked dragons, and he had
Oh, look
bought
at that.
me this.
Oh, look, that's pretty, isn't it? Is that
See?
crystal?
Yes.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's
When we first,
nice.
and I was like, "How did you know that I like?" I gotta hold it so I don't drop it.
Hey, Christina says.
Look.
And that's
Hold
what
it
Yeah,
I'm
up.
well,
saying. Like when
okay.
you do your
Hi,
altars to your
Colleen.
dragon, you would put dragon figurines on there. You would put amulets that they like you do with your spirit guides and stuff like that. They will show
Mhm.
you things that they would like you to put on that altar for them, and you just
Yep.
do
Yeah.
that. They'll show you what foods they
Mhm.
like and where they
So can
like
you
to go.
just put a representation of them on your altar then? Instead of making them up a big altar, as you know, some of us I've got altars for everything, not yet another altar. So say supposing I wanted to just start attracting my dragon energy, can I
Yeah, well,
start
you'll be doing
placing
what I do at the
little
minute. Like, even though
right,
I've been working with them for a long time, it's only now because they're wanting me to actually do the messages and stuff now that they're wanting me to start to get the altar for them. Because it has just been
right. So I would just
communicating and connecting and doing it
place
another way.
right.
And I would just have my dragon on my main altar in a little area with his stone and his favourite candle. And I just bring that energy in and ask for him to come forward or her to come forward.
That's the way I
That's all you've
start
got
with
to do.
everything
Yeah.
to what attract.
But as
So
you go further in and you become more bonded with them, they will say to you, we need our own altar then, because it won't just be one dragon you'll be working with. You'll have many of them that will be coming forward to you for
see,
different
that's
Mhm.
things.
what I started to
You
do
know
with
what
the
I mean?
little fairy. With the little
Fairies as well.
fairy, I started
Fairies
to
will
put
sit
her
on your
on the
altar
altar.
with other things, but in time
Yeah,
they may say they want their own
and then she
altar. It's just
then
because
she
they're all
wanted over
divine
there.
energy. And a lot
Yeah,
of these divine energies and these higher energies do like to have their own space. But when you're just learning, they're not so fussy there because they know you're learning about them. But as you get used to them and you build that trust and you build that relationship with them, they will want their own secret space
yeah,
away from other
Mhm.
energies because you will only want their energy to work with at that time. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Mhm.
She, I fight with
Yeah.
her. She knows she was there a minute ago.
Lee
Probably what
had
I've
even
done now.
bought me a necklace with a dragon, and I was like, "How did you know I like dragons so much?" He picked
See,
up
the
on it,
dragon
really
knows that he was
fit.
attracting you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you've been somebody that's been sitting there and you've always painted or you've drawn or you've always liked to look at books or you've always been really attracted to something about dragons or watching them, it's because they're reminding you that you've got that link with them. You've worked with them before. And they're trying to
Yeah.
reach out to you to come back. Like what? Well, a lot of these guys are trying to wake you up to who you really are, okay, and where you're really connected to. This realm is just a place to exist. This realm is not where you
Exactly.
belong.
There's so
Okay,
many things to
there are
learn
so
about,
many
isn't
things
there?
out there that you can go to, and they will show you that,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll realize just how spiritual being you are,
You
and that
really
this
are.
world is nothing compared
Mm-hmm.
to
It's that blip.
around there.
Well,
What you
you
gonna
know,
say,
You know what I mean?
maybe one day I'll be blessed, and instead of seeing another dinosaur run in front of me, I'll see a dragon fly in front
You
of
see
me,
your dinosaur.
and I'll pull over and go, yes, yes,
I
yes.
see it.
And they have been, and people have said that they've seen dragons. There have been videos that have been put out where
Mm-hmm.
strange shaped creatures have been in
But you can
the
see why
sky.
they hide so good,
And
though, can't you? If they've had that
yeah, and some
happen
of them you can tell
before.
are fake
Hmm.
and that people are just being
Mm-hmm.
idiots. But there's a few, and there's been a lot of fossils and stuff found that are related to dragons as well. They did
Mm-hmm.
exist and they still exist. Okay, they're on
Yeah,
hideout. Dragons
yeah,
don't die off like we do. They can last for the thousands of years if they look
Mm-hmm.
after themselves properly and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
if
they are a bit
giants can
different
be real,
spirits.
bloody dragons can be real. Come on.
Oh yeah, there has been like digs where they've found remains of dragons and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like
I
that.
can
You know what I mean?
believe it.
There is a lot of that that's out
Yeah.
there in that, and
It's just that it was covered up
they are
years ago,
there.
but now it's all getting to be coming out now that it was actually
People
whatever.
people just think that they're mythological, or they think they're really dangerous and really bad, and they don't give them the side of the time. But what you've got to
Yeah,
realize is a lot of our existence and us being here was down to them, their
yeah,
battles and the things they had to do. That's why
Mm-hmm.
we exist, because of the higher energies we work with. They worked through the world to make sure that we're where we are. So being with dragons is the best thing, because to me, like, they're your guardians. They're your parents as well. You heard it on the channel in the other day when they said, "Oh, daughter." They don't just look at you as a human being. They do look at you as being part of their clan. Like, you're a dragoness, a dragoness, okay,
the
which is somebody that's
dragoness.
human but was a dragon, or and has worked with a dragon. Like, you must have seen, like, Games of Thrones and stuff. You've got all of these priests and priestesses that are flying their dragons and they're doing. That's what we were like. We used to be able to fly our
Mm-hmm.
dragons, not so much now, because we'd
Yeah.
probably get shot down or something like that if we'd done that. But
Yeah,
I
if we
can just
tell some,
imagine
if
it.
we,
I've been a rider of dragons. A
if
suspicious flying object with human on top of it. You know,
if
just
we
imagine
told
that.
somebody, if we tell somebody we
Just
were
imagine.
flying on our dragon last night, they would have us committed.
Oh yes, oh yeah. That's why,
Oh, these
in way,
ladies.
as as civilization has changed and the world's changed, the dragons have had to and equipped to that, because where
Mm-hmm.
before it had been more free and there was more land and there weren't really many houses, they could fly freely and people wouldn't be bizarred by them. But as time's gone on, people
Mm-hmm.
have become very skeptical, they're very scared of things. So the dragons have had to step back and be like, right, I can't get my human being
Yeah.
and get them to ride me anymore, because we're going to get shot down or they're going to get shot down.
It's
So
just
they
not
have to
done.
work with you in different ways. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're in their realms and they'll visit you. They can change their appearances. They can make themselves go invisible so you can't see them, because it'd be really mad to be seeing your physical dragon turning up at your house to come and see you. That's just going to be sick. They're
Yeah.
huge. My guys
Look
I
are
what
huge.
think that she's
So
got a
no.
look
bad
what lady
reputation as
look what Lady Witch put up. The sign on the roof, dragon parking only. We all need that sign.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
next to the
definitely.
broom
Yeah,
We
parking.
all
parking
need
parking
that
only.
sign.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That would
Just like
just
your
be
parking
too
broom
cool.
thing. But I would say to you guys, if you really, 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 really get connected with them, yeah, even if it's just starting off with researching about them and looking up on them and learning about the folklore, learning about their traits and how they are and
Yeah.
things like that, and just learn, like, start talking to your guardian dragon. That's there waiting for you.
Mhm.
That knows your existence. It's just waiting
I
for you
think
to
I'm going to
say,
get a
I
dragon
want you
book
to come
and read
forward.
about them.
Get a
Yeah.
dragon book, get a little
Mhm.
ornament, okay? Now, dragons really like amethyst, they like any sort of white or rock crystal. They like all
Right.
the like really pretty crystals. They really like them. So anything that's like
Maybe
these,
that's why I got my Agonite Sputnik rock.
and
I'll never
agonite,
knew
yeah,
why I
and
got
like
that. I think I'll
very
give it to them.
very uncommon crystals they like, and that will be where you
Yeah.
best communicate with them. If you're going to try to get hold of your guardian dragon, use your crystals, use a bit of meditation music, put your meditation on, put your crystals in your hand, and just really think from your heart and your soul, I want to meet you, my dragonist. Please come. And I can put
Right.
up in one of my videos I'm going to do this week a couple of like the sayings you can say to call upon them, and I'll give you some
Yeah.
instructions
Good.
and some things to put out for them so that
Be
they're
helpful.
happy,
Yeah.
just to like start you off. I don't want to put you too deep in it, guys, because they are a big thing to work
No,
with, and you've
that
got
off
to
gentle.
gradually open yourself and allow them to learn you. I can't
You've
teach you.
got to give
I
them a
can
bit
give
of
you,
respect and learn the history and
I'll give
things
you
about them.
advice and I'll give you way, but I can't be the one to teach you. Your dragon needs to teach you, okay? So I'll just
Yeah.
open you to it, and the rest is up to you and them,
See,
as I
I'm
would
just
say. So
wondering if maybe that's what is missing. I mean, I know a lot of the time you feel as if there's something next stuff to do. There's something next that I feel as if I've lost a link. Maybe that's what the next step is for a lot of us, is to try and maybe connect to some of the more mystical
they'll
creatures
empower you.
around us.
They'll empower you and they'll open you to levels that you wouldn't have believed you could do. You know what I mean? They will. And and they will fulfill those voids and those things in your
I'll get it,
life. You know
Lady
what I mean?
Witch.
Like anywhere where you felt a void or you felt something's not quite right. Dragons are really good at getting you on point and getting you where you need to be getting. They'll put you on your
Yeah.
path. All sorts of things. You know what I mean? So just call upon them. There's, like I said, I'll do a
Um.
little video just saying to you guys a couple of the ways to call out to them, the
Lovely.
sort of things they like you to put out, the
Yeah.
sort of crystals they like you to communicate with,
Okay.
and you just start off with just doing your
Let me
guardian and
interrupt.
studying.
Let me interrupt you just a minute, Lady Witch. Sherry's channel link is in the description box.
Yeah, because I've not got my phone down with me to
Yeah,
share the
it's in the
links, guys.
description box. So just
Christina's done it.
hit the more, and all of the lists are down there. And all you gotta do
Yeah,
is
that's
just
my
click
channel,
on
my
it.
sweetheart. Yeah, no,
Okay, she
Kerry,
done.
I
Christina's fine.
agree.
Thank you.
I'm
Okay,
not
sorry.
I'm not really somebody that likes to watch the dragon films either, because they always end up being killed and being made out to be the really bad one, and that really
Yeah.
Thank you,
frustrates me because they're
Christina.
not. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's why so many people are so scared to work with them, or they don't believe in them. And you should
Mm-hmm.
be working with dragons. I'm sorry, you should, because they're going to be the one thing that gets you on your
Yeah.
path where you need to be going. And they
I'm
have
definitely
protected,
going to try.
guided, and loved you in every life you've been in. You are their children. We're
Mm.
all their children. We just got to make that connection with them again.
Yeah. Thank you,
Maybe
Dragonheart,
that's
yeah,
Christina.
why.
absolutely,
Maybe
yeah.
that's why I was compelled to ask you to talk more about it.
That's
Because
them
maybe
putting
it's
it
time
into
for
Mm-hmm.
you,
me
because
to be
I've been
enlightened.
talking about it. Then Mystical
Mm-hmm.
suggested that you've been thinking about it, so they are already trying to communicate with
Mhm.
you, Drew. They're putting that
Yeah.
in there for you to learn more about
And
them.
a
It's
few of
opening
yous
you.
guys.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they'll do the same. They'll start opening. Like I said, you'll feel an
Mm-hmm.
intense heat. You'll get a certain sort of feeling to your back or to your
Mm-hmm.
arm. You might feel like something very divine and very mystical's around you as well. They just give off a completely different vibe to your spirit guides and
Yeah.
animals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's another level.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to focus in on that at one of my
Mm-hmm.
And
meditations.
this is what one of mine looks like. They both look like this, yeah, but they've got more green than they have white. Okay, but this is the closest we could get to. But my one's
Yeah, I see
very
it.
All
similar
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
to this,
beautiful, isn't it?
and he's
See,
white,
that's what I think.
and he's got green over him and stuff like that. But there's more green on him than there is white, and there's so many different colours to them as well. And colours don't
It
mean
looks
good or
beautiful.
bad. When Mystic was reading that thing out, and like
Yeah.
as she was saying about her sister, oh, like certain colours are bad. No, it's no different to
Mm-hmm.
what we look at when we look at our orbs. Yeah, just because you're a white dragon or a green dragon or a black dragon, you're associated to something. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that you're good or you're bad. Okay, get
Yeah.
to know that
Yeah.
energy. You're gonna know if there's a bad dragon in front of you because you're gonna get that intense feeling of like dread, and you're gonna be like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not interested in you. And you call your guardian
Mm-hmm.
in your guardian
Look at
dragon
that
to look
film.
after
What's
you.
his
You'll get rid
name?
of it.
How
Yeah,
to
that's
Train
what
Your
you done.
Dragon. The black dragon was the good dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, and there
It's,
are a couple of films that are got good dragons in it. You must have watched that
thank you.
Puff the Magic Dragon. There was that Pete the Dragon, the green dragon that was that like
Yeah, that is
where the boy
old.
used to paint down the lighthouse and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like there are a few, but most
Yeah.
of them are made out to be really bad.
And what was the
You know
other
what I mean?
one? Oh,
Oh,
turn
Carrie put
around. Listen
Carrie
what you
put Dragon Heart.
say. What was that called?
Oh, you're on
What
about
was
Never
that?
Ending Story. Never Ending
Never.
Story.
Yeah, that was a kind of
Yeah.
dragon, wasn't it? Never
Yeah, it
ending
is a dragon,
story.
but that
Never
what you
Mm-hmm.
got to
ending
remember is not all
story.
dragons look like dragons. Some dragons do take animal form as well. They'll have the body of a dragon. They might have the head of
Mm-hmm.
like a dog type or a cat or a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Like not
Yeah.
all dragons look like what you imagine dragons look
The
like.
big
Some
and
of them can
firing
have
things.
animal features and stuff like that as well. There's so many different
Mm-hmm.
types.
So interesting.
He's the
Pete the
dragon, yeah.
Dragon. Yeah, definitely Kara.
But I hope that this has helped you. Like I said, I just wanted to just give you like a basic run up
Mm-hmm.
because obviously I am going to be doing a lot of educational shows on them, and I will be going into more detail about what they are, and
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lot of stuff that I want to be
Yeah,
reading out to you and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And but
Yeah.
I do hope that it's helped you to understand a bit more. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm
it
they're
gonna
real.
definitely has.
and I'll do in the book like I did on some of those other ones, and just put like one certain dragon a day. That way I can put all the information that's
Yeah,
in there.
it probably would be
And
better to do it that way.
everybody
It'll get
watch, remember
confusing.
that's like one person's view. I'm right here. Her talking
Oh,
to me. So
chica.
yes, come here. So that's one person's view, on it. So everybody will have different, views.
Everybody's experiences are going to be different with their dragons. If you are serious about going into this, everybody's going to be educated and learn in different ways. You're going to feel different ways. You know, nothing's going to be the same. In that way, it is like being with your
Yeah,
spirit guides. All the spirit guides are different with you and that, but they're just a very divine and very powerful energy. They're very ancient and very, very wise. So they deserve respect. No disrespect to them
yeah,
at all. No
Mhm.
speaking to them wrong. Nothing like that. They deserve the
yeah.
utmost respect. You know what I mean? So
Everything. Yeah, I get
Yes,
it.
Christina, we did watch the intro that you met. What was it? The intro? Well, we saw
That
the
was funny.
video.
The
If
cartoon thing.
you're calling that video an intro, I know I saw it.
I know
you
that
know.
they're wanting. I
That
know
was
that they're
funny.
wanting me to do a video. They're wanting me to do another upload and that because they do want to like talk to you a little bit in detail, and
I think
they
you
seem
should,
like
yeah. To
they
it,
seem
just do
really,
it.
really, they seem really happy that you guys are taking interest. It's really making. Well, I can feel the energy at the minute. Like they're really
Mhm.
happy at the minute. So
Yeah.
they
That's good.
want this. That this is what they want. They've been trying to reach out for you for years and years and years, guys. It's just you've got to have the capability to realise that
Yeah.
they just want to help you and guide you.
I,
You know what I mean?
that's what I was saying today, actually. And I think it was my tarot of the day. I was saying this year is the year for people really realizing their dreams, doing something about it. And maybe the energies and the beings and things on the other side and on this realm, maybe they're all feeling the same. That
Mhm.
2024 is the year that every single energy, including ourselves, is going to make it the year of dreams, if you like, the year that you've got to do something and the
Mhm.
time is now. Even these energies feeling it, you know?
I was reading
What are you saying, a
Hatchie's
hatchet?
message. I think we all
Yeah.
it caught all our eyes at the same time. Hmm.
Yeah, hatchet.
Yeah. And they do. They can be like part of many different things and have high society in certain things that people
Mhm.
do in that. And Stonehenge is definitely a place that dragons are most definitely connected to. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely the mystical
But
and
like Sister
magical
Sherry said,
energy.
though, they were made to feel less important, if you like, so they all went in the background. So who knows? Maybe Stonehenge or somewhere like that could have been the dragons thing, and because of the way
But
society,
I had that
the way
experience, didn't I? Because when I went there, like I said, I did feel some very intense energy and stuff. And like, yeah, I communicate with dragons, but then just like weird things have happened since coming back. Like, that's now they've
yeah.
decided to say, right, I want you to do videos, I want you to channel us, and I want you to do this and do that. It's like, oh my god, like this is what it was.
Imagine
You
what
know
would
what I
have
mean?
happened if you get right up to the stones.
Oh, I feel a big old sticker on him.
But if you're
Yeah,
going
it's
to
got a sticker on
communicate
them.
with them, and you're going to look into him, go for your baby dragon, work out your birth sign, and look at what dragon represents your birth sign, and that will be the dragon that is your guardian. Okay. So
Mine's
you've
is
got your earth,
Emerald.
water, fire, and air. Okay. You're going to be one of
Right, all right,
those.
okay, like
If
your
you're an in
elemental
between
sign.
in your earth and water, or your fire and water, your dragon will give off both
I know
elements,
mine.
and they will introduce you to other energy of dragons in that criteria as well. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that is the first thing to do, is to learn what your element is. Most of you should know what your element is. You're either a fire or I'm an earth. I have an earth dragon, but I do work with my fire dragons, and I do work with my water and with my air dragons
I
because of
think I'm
being earth.
water, guys. If I remember correctly. I'm either water or a mare. I can't remember. I'll need to look it back up.
But either way, all elemental dragons will work with you if you're a spiritual being. Okay, you just there'll be a certain one that'll be more energetic to you, which is your birth dragon, which would be
Right.
mine is my earth dragon. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
most powerfulest out of all of them. But
Yeah.
and it'll be the same for you guys. Whatever element's most prominent to you will be the most strongest dragon you work with. But they're all powerful, and they all make things
Mhm.
happen. So
All
don't think
right.
that they're
Yeah.
weak. You know what I mean?
Pendragon or Penrag in Middle Welsh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because Wales is all about the dragon energy and dragons and
Oh yeah,
that
Wales are
type of
very big on
mystical.
Wales love dragons, and they're really,
Yeah.
really big on dragons. Definitely, that really, really good place. But there's a lot of places you can go and educate online. You've got libraries. Go and get books out. There are books on dragons and stuff like that. What you got to remember:
I'll
all
look
these
things up,
films
Christina.
and all these books and all of these stuff. Where do you think all of those decisions and those ways come from? It isn't just somebody's imagination. These creatures have been experienced for thousands and thousands of years,
Yeah.
which is why you can have. We've got films and we've got books and we've got all of
Mhm.
this about them because they did exist. Same with like your mermaids and all of that. They exist, okay, because they
Yeah.
wouldn't be in a film and they wouldn't be in a book if otherwise. You know what I mean? It's just how people wish to open up to it. They're either going to believe it or they're not. And sadly, you're not going to
Mhm.
make everybody believe in it. And that's just the way of the world. But I believe in what I do. And if I can
Yeah.
make a few people want to start doing that, I'm doing my job right and I'm making them happy. So that's how I look at it. So.
So actually,
Exactly.
my
And maybe
actually
that's what it
mine,
is.
yeah, mine is actually water. It says October is Scorpio is one of the most misunderstood signs of the zodiac because of its incredible
I don't
passion
get
and
my
power.
phone.
Scorpio is often mistaken for a fire sign. In fact, Scorpio is a water sign. Cool. That,
Yeah, that is the best way to
derives its
communicate with
strength
them.
from the
That
psychic emotional realm.
yeah, it's normally your element, and that would be your dragon,
Hmm.
your guardian dragon, and
I'm
it'll
looking it
also
up
be
now.
your elemental dragon as well. Okay, so you work with that, and they normally will introduce you to the other dragons and the other dragon realms, and they'll introduce you to new characteristics of dragons to help you in your workings or in life.
Hmm.
you know Not everybody that works with dragons are witches, wizards, or anything. Some people just use the dragon energy because
One
it's
Earth.
useful and it helps them. Your earth.
Yeah, I'm Earth energy.
Yeah.
I always thought I
What
was
when was
water
you
or air.
born then?
I was born on the 6th of May and I'm a Taurus. It says Taurus is one of the three zodiac signs grounded under the earth element. The other two signs are Virgo and Capricorn. Since Taurus is the first earth sign in the zodiac cycle, it's the bedrock that sets the foundation. The Taurus personality brings stability and ensures that there is security for themselves and everyone around them.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm a Capricorn, which is my earth. I am an earth elemental dragon. Okay, an earth element.
All right,
But
tigers.
and because you are an earth elemental, it means that you can work with all of the dragons and more closely to than somebody that's only one
With all of
element.
them, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can work with all. We can all work with
Right.
them, but earth element people, like people that are born in earth element, intend to have the traits of all of the elements. So we work even better with dragons because we've got all of the elements because of being earth. So
All the
yeah,
traits, right?
where the others they can do it, but it
How are
would
you
just
doing,
take them a little.
mystical?
It would take them a bit longer
What?
to
How am I doing?
How are you
connect.
doing? Are you? Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm good.
How are you doing? You okay? Good,
Unless
good,
you're like,
good.
if you're somebody like Sister Mystical, that's really open in that, then Sister Mystical more than likely would be able to work with all of the elements as well and the elemental dragons because she does workings and she works with the elements. If you're somebody that's just new going into it and you've not really worked with elements and that, then just working with your normal element dragon would be best to start off with because it's going to be really hard to connect to the other ones without knowing your
Well,
actual
what
one.
I'm going to
That's
do
what I'm
is I'm
saying.
just going to
Yeah.
meditate on it, guys. Yeah, and
Yeah,
see what comes
meditation
through to
is the
start with.
most prominent way, and they love meditation. They love it. So yeah, they love music. They love dance. They love you to make your own music. They influence you to make music. So that they
Good.
do a lot of things. They love it.
See,
They
guys,
love it
another
just
thing to
knowing you
aim
know that they
for this
exist.
year.
Sorry.
Yes.
Say that again,
No,
sis.
it's okay. That's your screen.
Say it again, Drew.
No,
I'm
I was
just saying
talking.
another positive thing to aim for this year is to draw in the dragon energy.
Yeah. So what was it you
So
say,
what did you
Mystical as
say?
well?
I don't know. I done forgot.
Good.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I also love the fact that you even address the fact that they exist. That's
Right.
what I was gonna say.
They've
It's
probably
good to
got
see, like,
excited then that I thought they're just something in a cartoon and now I'm realising that they are
no,
real. They've probably
no,
got
they're very
excited from
real.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, they're very, 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 very real. And there's been signs and there's been proof digging up to show that they are existing species as well, and very much prominent in this world, whether they're in spirit form or in their physical form. Like I said, a lot of them are in hiding and will not come out to human beings because human
Hmm.
beings are very small minded and don't want to be open to such thing. You know what I mean? So, and I personally don't want to be seeing more slayed dragons, to be quite honest, because I think I'd slay the
Exactly.
people who see that happening, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's more of us.
Oh, yeah. We are dragon warriors, okay? That's what you are. You're a dragon warrior. You are here. When you want to work with dragons, it's because you believe in them and you want to protect them. And you do, because they are animals that people would kill if they could get hold of
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? You're not just doing it because you're wanting benefits from them. You're
Sure.
doing it because you believe in their way and you want to
Hmm.
protect them. That's the whole point of working with dragons. You want to protect them and you want to do their work to keep them safe. It's the whole
Oh,
point of it.
gotcha.
So
Yeah.
Drew, take a picture of that what Sherry put
Interesting.
up there, and then that way you can look it all up. I saved it so it would
yeah,
Yeah,
be.
if
well,
you
I'll
look
take a
on those,
screenshot of it,
yeah,
sis.
you
Yeah,
can
well,
get
I
really
have to
deep
take a
into it and
screenshot
look
of
into
it.
things. If you know your dates and your birth and chart stuff and that, you can get really deep into it and it'd probably link you even more, yeah. But as long as you
Yeah,
know just
definitely.
your element of your birth thing, that is
Hmm.
more than enough to get in contact with them. You just need to know if you've got a
Yeah.
fire element, dragon, a water, an earth, or an air. And they will do the rest. They'll learn you and introduce you to other
Hmm.
dragons. You'll be there channeling
Oh,
that
I
one,
bet,
and
actually.
another one can pop in your head and start turning up with the other one. And you're like, Who's that? Oh, but this is
Well,
so and so, and this is from this realm, and this is what this one does. Like they
that
will
wants me to teach
introduce
you
you to
this.
other dragons. That's
Yeah.
what you have got to be prepared for. When you start opening up to them,
I look
they will
forward
just
to it.
randomly pop into your head, pop up in your daily life, and they
Thank
may
you,
even pop up
Karen.
with their friends. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I am. It's fascinating. I've met a lot of different dragons through my guides. Just like randomly turns up with dragons and like
Yeah.
introduces me and tells me what they're
Mm-hmm.
about and that. You
And
know, like
spirits and elementals and anything aliens.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
Carrie,
fire
put the
element, so
link in
you'd be
the
a fire dragon then, Tiggs. Yeah, you'd be your fire dragon, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Carrie, put the link in the
Yeah.
chat in the clan chat.
Yeah, clan group.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
the clan
definitely.
group, so we'll all
See,
have it.
I had got my chart done about 5 or 6 years ago, but I had put the time down wrong that I was born at. I always thought I was born at 20 past 2 in the morning, and I wasn't. It was 20 to 7 in the morning I was born.
Oh yes,
So I
Hatchie,
got
I
that
agree.
wrong.
And Hatchie, I just wanted to say to you, I did try to
Yeah.
find you on my channel. It's not showing that you're blocked. You're not blocked
Yeah,
on my
you're
channel, so
definitely
I
not
don't know why you're not
blocked.
getting in.
She
I
showed
even
us.
sent the stuff over to the sisters so they
Yeah,
see it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've
yeah, I
not
looked
blocked
at it.
you,
I
so I
didn't
don't know
see it
why
on
you
there.
can't get in there.
Yeah, unless you went by a different name or something that she don't know
No,
nothing
I've always
about.
been like I didn't
Yeah,
change my
no.
email
Hey,
or anything like that.
PPR,
I just changed the
welcome.
name. It's never
Welcome
been a
in,
different
brother.
email or
Hmm.
anything like that. It's always been
Yeah.
PWI Spooch, like
Yeah, she
Cherry
showed
Ann.
us, Hatchie. You're not on the block list. You honestly
Hmm.
aren't,
No,
brother.
I've looked for everything, so I don't understand why you can't come in my room, mate.
Hmm. Yeah, she showed it to us, and you're not on there.
Kerry. You're like me, Kerry.
So
Is there
that's
any
all
questions?
very
Because it is
interesting.
nearly an hour and a half, guys.
Yeah, it's already what 12:30 for you
Yeah,
guys,
I'm tired.
a.m.
I've been up
Yeah,
early.
to midnight.
My eyes are shutting
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
I've
now.
been up early today. I've just been like dialogue constantly. They're just on me all
Sister
the time at
Sherry
the
has
minute.
been channeling. She will be shattered. The minute she goes to sleep, she'll be shattered for days. She's running
It's
on
like I could feel
adrenaline, I
them.
do
I could
believe.
feel them here while I was talking to you guys. I could feel them like coming over me. I was like, please don't, not while I'm like, so I want to just talk seriously. So they were like, right, we'll leave you alone. But you need to do a video
Sherry,
and
don't
channel
make
us
me.
tomorrow.
You'll be
Sherry,
doing
don't make me think you're
it.
possessed. I'll hit block. Don't be
Yeah,
possessed
we
on my
don't want to be
channel.
scaring the punters out of the room, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But they wouldn't be
I've
horrible
been in a
anyway, bless them.
few. I've been on a few panels where I've had to tell people it's okay. She knows what she's doing. Calm down, chat.
So
I've been
how
in a
do
Oh
we
yeah.
few rooms.
know when you're not doing okay?
Yeah, I'm Capricorn as well, Hatchie.
So
But yeah,
Sherry,
like that's why I'm gonna do it privately
I
because
think we
that's why they.
just have
I
to
could feel,
wing it
I
on
could
that
feel them
as we
coming
go.
over me. I was like, please don't, because half these guys don't realise that I channel and they're gonna be
Yeah.
like frick when
What
they
the
see my
heck?
eyes and stuff. And they're like, right, tomorrow you got to channel us then, and you got to do the video.
everybody be like,
Yeah.
delete Sherry, she's possessed. Delete Sherry,
Yeah.
she's possessed.
That's what they were all saying. That the last time on Christina's, they were trying to say that I was possessed. No, I wasn't possessed. I was
No, it's a
channeling.
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 You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember the first time I seen it, guys. I thought it was scary as well. I thought,
Oh, there
what
was
the
that with
hell is
Aura.
that?
So the first time you ever see it, it was Aura, and she was like roaring. And people, I'm telling you, about
Yeah.
10 people left my bloody chat.
They don't want it coming through the internet. They don't want it
Yeah.
interfering with their
Shut it down.
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
Like, no,
anybody have
it's
any
Aura. She's not
questions?
dangerous. It's fine.
Anybody have any questions so we can let them go because it's really
Sherry's
late where they're
breathing
at?
fire could indicate a problem. Oh my God, I
Problem,
breathe a
yeah,
lot of
lady
fire,
witch.
believe
So
me.
no smoking during that time. We see smoke, we're not gonna know the difference. No smoking.
Well, no, just in case you get mixed up.
Yeah, it'd be like, I swear it was smoke. Sure it was. Sure.
Oh my God, it's funny. Yeah. I'm looking forward to educating you guys. So you've got all of this to come and all of my other bits. So there is going to be some really good stuff. I
It'll
do
be
want to
fun.
start
It'll be
doing
good
on the star
learning.
seeds and stuff as well, the star children and stuff like that as well. So I do want to be
Good.
getting my ET stuff out there a little bit more as well, because the ETs are like, yeah,
So more loads coming, guys. So keep
yeah.
watching the 3 of our channels. Keep watching.
Yeah. Sometimes
Don't
we
worry,
don't
I
know.
won't burn you. Okay, there's going to be no flames coming towards your computer screens, and you know what I mean. You'll be fine.
I'm gonna have this is not a mirror, but I'm gonna have a mirror so it can
Sis
go
will be
back
having
to
a
you.
fire extinguisher. She'll have a fire extinguisher.
Like, bang, 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 bang,
God,
Oh, Aura,
fire
yeah,
extinguisher.
Aura is very hot. She gets really really warm, like her dad.
Yeah. Astral's hot, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll let everybody go so they can get some rest. Like Drew said, she's getting really tired.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and go so I can just go sit down and chill.
What's that? I went
Yes.
back and looked at Sherry's
Chill out a
eyes
little while.
that Drew pointed out. Amazing. Yeah, my eyes do change
Oh,
when I'm channeling. Yeah, you'll see with the dragons,
yeah.
they go black and they change, and then they just
Go
Yep,
back
yeah.
gotta go
Sherry's
back and
channel
look at
about
that
four,
video.
5 years ago. Go
Sis
back
Mystical's not
Sherry's
seen
channel
it
about
yet.
4, 5 years
So,
ago, and you'll see do it more. I don't know if you've still got
Yeah.
all those videos up. Those sis, did you
oh
get them
yeah,
took
they're
down?
all on there. I don't take that.
Oh,
I don't
still
take
there.
them down. I don't take them down.
Go
No.
back about 4, 5 years ago, guys, and you'll see that it's something she's always done.
So,
Yeah.
Lady Witch says, have a blessed night, everyone. Thank you very much. And
You
we'll
too.
follow that lead. And we will
Thank
also
you.
say thank you, everybody, for joining in. Share the video to like minded people. If you've not subscribed to all of us, subscribe. Oh, and because I need, if anybody wants to run my playlist at any time, feel free to, because I only need like, what, 300 more,
Well,
300
that's
some more
okay.
subscribers, and then just like 700 more like viewing
Watch
hours.
one.
Watch hours.
Yeah,
That's
well, I'll
okay.
watch
So,
more of your channel, sis.
so
Help you
okay,
with that.
Yeah.
thank you. So if you're not doing nothing, you're cooking, and you got your phone nearby, just hit the playlist. You can turn the volume down, run it in the background, and I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, just go
So,
and check her out.
so
Yeah,
alrighty.
definitely.
Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Next Tuesday, we're not
Guys.
sure what's going to be on yet. We just kind of sometimes don't even know till the last minute or something comes up. Make sure you go to all of our channels. Again, subscribe to all the channels. And
Yeah, we've got a lot coming up, guys, on all our
Right,
yeah,
channels.
angels.
and Witchy
Yeah.
101 is on Friday, uh,
Yes.
6 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock UK,
What are we
right?
doing about this week on there?
We are doing spiritual connections, I do believe. It'll
Yeah, I think
be
we should do the spiritual connections, and then we should do the breather where we see how everybody's doing and where they're
yeah,
getting to give us a break as well, because we've had quite a few shows just non-stop, haven't we,
Mm-hmm.
recently?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. We can do that. Yeah.
Mm.
Okie dokie. Alrighty, thank you, everybody. We're going to end it,
Bye,
and
guys.
love and light to everybody. Bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye, love and
everybody.
light.